So picture this. You are up at 2 a.m., your mind is going 1,000 miles per hour, but then you reach an epiphany. You think to yourself, 90% of my problems will actually go poof if I was to stop overthinking. And you would be right, because overthinking is the kind of full time job. It's literally a full time job with no benefit to it. If you are someone who overthinks, this video is for you. We associate with our minds so much and only with our minds, and that limits us. We end up dictated by things that are not even us because we let the connotations we have govern our lives. There's a SARS study that came out of Stanford University a few years ago that said 58 out of 60 minutes, we are either thinking of the future or the past. 58 out of 60. What is left is not even up to 10%. And that is how much time we spend thinking of the past or the future. I used to be an OG overthinker. I'm not even going to sugarcoat it because it was so bad. Overthinking literally stole more than a decade of my life because I was 16 when I knew that I wanted to be a YouTuber. And now at 29 is when I am actually getting into it. And that is a sad story. It is a sad story because I kept telling myself that I needed more research. And the number of YouTube videos I have watched on how to start a YouTube channel should be criminal. But then again, it is a privilege that I'm able to start now. This video is not going to be about fighting our minds because that has done more damage than good personally for me. There's no need fighting my brain. But what this video is about is having control over it, or a better way to put it is allowing my brain to be. And this video is going to be split into three categories. I'm going to talk about why we overthink, the three tools that have personally helped me to stop overthinking, and the last part is to reframe our minds around overthinking. So let's get into it. The brain has two jobs, and that is to protect us from danger and to solve a problem. So when something new happens, for example, me wanting to start a YouTube channel, our brain goes, let me think, let me get more information about this thing that I want to do, because the brain is trying to protect you from danger. Everything new is dangerous. That is how the brain interprets something new. What happens is your brain goes in circles trying to understand whatever it is that you're trying to get into. That's why you watch thousands of YouTube videos about wanting to start that business, or reading lots and lots of books about business, while the real thing that will give you the experience of business is actually doing the business. But here's the thing. There are two types of overthinking. One is the problem solving one, and the second one is rumination. So the first one, for example, if you haven't paid your rent and you need money in the next 3 weeks to pay your rent, you thinking about ways to get the money is not such a bad thing, is it? Because as soon as you get the money, that stops. But with rumination, the most insidious part of it is you thinking in circles feels like you being productive. It feels like you doing something, you are making progress, when in fact you are going backwards. So as I said before, me wanted to start a YouTube channel. I knew this when I was 16, but I told myself that I needed more information. It was such a big thing in my mind that I told myself I needed a new phone or a camera. I needed a mic. I needed this. I needed that. That it took me more than a decade to actually start. And that is what it does. It makes you think you're making progress when in fact you're not. So here's the thing. How do we snap out of it? How do we get out of rumination? How do we stop thinking in circles? And that is what is on your mind right now. So let's get into it. There are a lot of tools that you will hear on the internet, but these are the three that have helped me personally. So here we go. The first tool is the 5 minute worry window, and it is exactly as it sounds. You give yourself 5 minutes to worry about the thing as much as you want, so that in turn, you can have control over the rest of your day. So you giving yourself 5 minutes to worry, to think about whatever you have to think of. So it's literally it's like telling your child to cry for 5 minutes. You're giving them 5 minutes to cry. After that, we need to get going. That way, your child gets the crying out of their system and you get to do whatever you want to do afterwards. And it is the same principle we're talking about right now. You give your brain what it needs in the moment, let it go haywire for that 5 minutes, literally set a timer for it. And after that 5 minutes, you do whatever you need to do for the rest of the day. The second tool is the fact versus story tool. And here is how it works. You get a pen and paper, you draw a line in between, you label one part facts and the other part stories. So what is the fact of the story? For example, someone left you on red. You message someone, they saw it and didn't reply. That is the fact. So you write it in the facts category. And the story, you've been telling yourself, maybe this person doesn't like me anymore. Maybe they are mad at me for something I did. Maybe this, maybe that. Write all of it down. But here is where it gets good. You ask yourself, is there any other reason why this person might not, respond to my message? And that can be they were busy, one, they forgot, two, anything that has nothing to do with you. You write those down. And I've said it on this channel before. I love writing so much because what writing does is it puts all your worries on paper. You realize how ridiculous you've been, honestly. And that is such a freeing feeling because once you realize that it is not as big as I've made it in my head, you free yourself from the shackles of whatever it is. You free yourself from the shackles of it. Because let's be honest, at the end of the day, it is never that deep. But we make it way bigger in our heads than it needs to be. Here is a third tool, and it is my favorite by far. And that is body first, brain second. Most often than not, we are overthinking because we are underfeeling. Whenever you are overthinking, you are underfeeling. Repeat that to yourself as many times as you need it to stick. Whenever you are overthinking, you are underfeeling. Overthinking is always a mechanism to avoid feeling something, right? So, for example, when I wanted to start my YouTube channel and I kept overthinking it and doing this and doing that, doing everything but the thing that I wanted to do, guess what? It is because I was avoiding feeling embarrassed. I was avoiding feeling fear. I was so scared of starting, and the fear had nothing to do with me, but the fact that people I knew in my life would see me making videos and make fun of me. And that was why I was going round in circles, doing everything except the thing that I told myself that I wanted to do. Do you see how overthinking takes over your life and makes a mess out of it? Because here is the thing. And it is going to sound radical, but overthinking can literally ruin your life if you let it. If you let it, it will literally ruin your life. And it's ruined mine for more than a decade. I am glad that I was able to get my life back and start doing this, but it took more than a decade for me to get here. So, can you imagine if I had started, let's say, 13 years ago? I'd be way ahead than I am right now. I would have gotten so many things out of my system. Like all the things I wanted to say, I would have said them and it would have been okay. Because last, the people who know me, if they want to make fun of me, that's okay. That's okay. Making fun of me doesn't diminish the work that I put into the video. It doesn't diminish anything that I've done. You get what I'm saying? So yes, I know I've gone a little bit, haywire, but this is so dear to my heart. So when I say body first, brain second, here's what I mean. Whenever you are going into a spiral, as I said, when you are overthinking, you are under feeling. So here's what you do. Do something physical. Do something physical in the moment. And I love this because go for a walk if you can. I can't do that now because I have a baby and two toddlers. I have three kids. And before I'll get everybody ready to go out, it will already be 20 minutes spent. And I don't want to do that. So here's what I personally do. I pick the baby of the family because he loves this, by the way. Whenever I'm spiraling, I pick him up and I squat like 10 times. And he enjoys it. And everybody is happy. And the others, they join me do it. And that is literally it. Once you get out of your head and into your body, things start to change. Things literally start to change. So here is a mindset reframe I want you to have. Number one, you worrying over and over and over again, you going in circles. It's not going to get the job done. It's not you preparing. It is not you preparing at all. You worrying, it's not you preparing. You watching YouTube videos to prepare. You're not doing that. The only thing that will give you the experience, that will take away the fear, the only thing that will take away the fear from you is action. And I'm going to tell you this. The reason why the problem isn't necessarily the overthinking. It is the fact that you lack trust in yourself. And I've talked about self-trust so much on this channel. I'll link one of the videos in the description. But you lack trust in yourself. That's why you rely on overthinking. You rely on your brain because you cannot trust your body to move. You cannot trust yourself to take actions. You let fear paralyze you. And at the end of the day, it keeps chipping away little by little from your life. It will chip away at you until one day you wake up and realize, oh shit, I should have been more proactive about my life. So I hope and pray that you watching this video propels you to do something, anything. Anything is better than nothing. Do something. Take an action towards the thing that you really, really want. Even if it's baby steps, do it. It is better than nothing. You'll be far ahead in a month than you will if you did nothing. As usual, this channel is about living life in a way that our 8-year-old self will be proud of. That is the whole point of this channel. I want to live a life. I want to teach things that help all of us live a life that our 8-year-old self would be proud of. Thank you so much for watching. I am truly honored for you being here, and I'll see you in my next video, inshallah.